You alright?
What? So look who woke up.
We were trying to do a video while he was sleeping, and he's a hater, so.
Yeah, he's been sleeping about 20 minutes during the day. So please pray for me.
So he's going to be here in our video. So
today, we're going to talk about dating.
Well, first, welcome to Twin Tings.
I'm Alexis.
I'm Aviana, and thank you for joining us.
Welcome back. No. Anyway.
So what's our topic today?
Our topic today is going to be on dating. Honestly, she has a lot of topics written down, but I don't really know by the title, like, what she means by it, you know? So going forward, you guys are going to see me be like, well, what do you mean by that? So, because I told her it would be pointless for me to ask her off camera, because once she starts explaining, we start getting into topics, and I'm just like, it would just be so fake for us to like already talk about it, then come on and then trying to talk about it again as if it was like natural.
We want to be like as authentic as we can.
Yeah.
So none of these things are like pre-rehearsed or anything. We're just gonna, we knew what kind of topics we wanted to talk about. We just didn't know like at what level, I guess. Or, yeah.
So like even with the dating, I'm not
can
like,
go any way.
Yeah. So I'm like, I guess we should talk about, are we dating, our experiences, what we look for in a date,
what we feel about dating.
Dating, okay, yeah.
We can talk about online dating.
Oh God.
But it could go so many different ways. But
okay, so
you're gonna be the lead of this.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about online dating first.
Okay.
So,
like your experiences?
My experiences.
Okay.
So I actually haven't had any. Well,
I'll give him a fry.
I gave him 2 fries and look on your floor.
Oh.
So, okay, I wouldn't. It's hit or miss with online dating. I had more so good experience than bad experience.
So you said that you had good and bad experiences while online dating?
Yeah, like bad experience meaning like you just get a lot of creepers like, oh, let me eat you out. Like random, like stupid stuff like, dude, I don't even know you. You know, like really?
Yeah.
Like how
Why
you
was
know
that
I'm not
acting
like
shocked? I
yeah,
don't know.
right. Like how you know I'm not a catfish? You know, like just anything. Good experience is like I met some really dope people on there. Like one guy I'm still friends with today. Like we talk, you know. Another guy, like we ended up being long-term friends. But I ended up like I ended up moving back home to California, and then when I moved back here, I changed my number. So I didn't really have a lot of the same, like I wasn't able to get in contact with those same people, but like it was another guy I met, like if I needed food, anything, he would just come through, like make sure I got it. Like, you know, when I was robbed, the other guy, like he came to my house with a gun, like, okay, we're gonna peep out the scenery, making sure you good. Yeah. So I had a lot of good experiences with online dating.
Right. Conspiracy theory, I think that he was the guy.
No, not him.
I know. I'm just
yeah.
Just
oh, I thought you were talking about Martin.
Oh,
you're talking about, yeah.
I was just laughing.
Okay. Oh, okay. But like I feel like overall I had good experience online.
Like although it didn't really go anywhere, you grew good friendships through online dating.
Yeah, like I felt like it didn't go anywhere because I didn't want it to go anyway.
Well, you weren't interested. Because like, why would you online date if the goal?
I was, you remember how I was at that time? Like, I was just literally a serial dater. Like, I just like to date. Like, you know.
Oh,
so
okay.
Like around
I didn't know at that. Well, people have different intentions on dating. You know, like or they like, I don't know. Do people go on there for friends
or marriage or just random stuff?
Buddies, you know, or the thing that got me though was
I don't even know what it is, but I'm just like, what is it?
It's like they would say like here to be in a serious relationship,
And then they
and
don't.
then it's like this one guy said, "I'm the butt man," and I just was like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah.
And he was infatuated with butts, and like if you fill in the blank.
See, I blocked a lot of people.
Yeah, black people
because
like
they were just like
that
a lot
too.
of weirdos. But overall,
Yeah.
I felt like the people that I did have conversations with
We're pretty cool.
they were pretty cool.
And still cool. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
still
yeah.
friends with them.
Yeah, like I talked to one of the guys yesterday.
Mhm.
He's like, "Dang, it's crazy you have a baby. Like, how are
Yeah.
you guys doing?" And
Yeah.
he's like, he known me from 7 years now.
That's
It's from
crazy.
like freaking online dating, So it's just like crazy how like online dating, like but I feel like I wouldn't do it now.
No. Yeah. I mean,
I feel like I have to be very desperate to do it.
you think so? You
Yeah,
think people are desperate to online
No,
date?
I don't feel like people are desperate to online date. I just feel like the process of it is like you're literally you have to like go through pictures, like see if they're talking right, and it's just like I get hit on so much in real life that I don't really have to go online,
Yeah.
Like I have options in real, so it's kind of like I feel more safe. I think too because it's like I have a baby now, so I'm like scared to like really be going through pictures and stuff. Like if you got one picture that's already sketchy to me,
Yeah,
just like
nah. Another thing that I didn't like is like, let's say I made a connection with somebody.
not a connection.
No, seriously, it takes me a minute to give you my phone number.
Yeah, exactly. People
and I feel
like
if you got to that level and then I give you my phone number and then you say the first thing you say is send me a pic, it's like oh, like,
but like okay, so what if they wanted a pic for like their contact pictures? Because I have like pictures for you guys.
I feel
and
like
everything.
we're not. But you're my family. That's like I'm trying to get to know you, and maybe you can help me like kind of explain. I think a lot of people like, and he does this weird sound. He's been doing it a lot lately, but I think a lot of people want the pic just to make sure it's who that they're talking to, maybe. But they're not saying send me a pic of you right now. They're just like send me a pic.
Yeah, or send me a pic that's not online.
I'm just like, oh, like I didn't even say anything. And then I started to think, dang, you must have had a really bad experience, But that to me right there is like a turn off. I put a lot of pictures. I think personality catfish.
No.
Like they were not who they said they were.
We should do a segment on being catfish because I've been catfish.
Yeah,
before.
I've been catfish, but it was like
crazy.
a different.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a different
but
catfish.
the person that catfished me, like we're still friends to this day.
Oh
Isn't
God,
that crazy?
I couldn't trust the issues.
Well, because now I know what she looks like like not who she. Like, why do people do that?
Well, that's just what the internet is for. People hide behind. They can make up who they
really want to be. Yeah,
want people to perceive
because she even stated like
or how they perceive.
I
themselves.
wouldn't have liked her as her. And
right,
she was
right,
kind of right because it was like that wasn't my type.
Because looks is like the first contact with. I guess you kind of have to be semi-attracted to somebody. I mean, it's your preference, but I think what's funny is,
have you catfished someone?
No,
okay.
I wouldn't dare. Like you either like me or you just don't. And that's okay. I ain't trying to hold you or anything. Like it. Anywho, back to since we're talking about online dating, it's a no for me. Like I just
so you wouldn't do online dating. Why?
Just so many people wanting a green card. Like that's really that's
I was like, wait, what? I was like,
people want citizenship. And that was a lot of the messages that I was receiving.
You did get a lot of
I did. I get a lot of them. And I guess I'm like darker skin. I guess I'm like closer to the motherland. I don't know.
Or I feel like I look more like foreign, so they like, well, she probably doesn't even have a green card herself. So because I don't get that.
I mean,
like I feel like every other person for you,
even like people like that wasn't from Africa, they'd be from like somewhere, like it'd be like in Germany, and I'm like, what? Something like that. Anyway,
yeah, you definitely didn't track those,
and I did, and so that was just really annoying. Yeah, and then also not even just that, I just found that it was hard to make a connection with somebody because there's so many people that you have to question what their intentions are, and like you had to decide what they were about in such a short period of time in order to connect that day. And then when you go on the date and then you're just like, it's
because
like
then
bus,
it's like,
you know?
It's like, okay, you have to see, like, even if you do have a connection with them typing, you have to make sure that you had a connection with them in real life too.
Oh, yes. And I feel like that's another step versus like, I'm all about natural. I would like to meet someone naturally. I don't want to do the online thing. And this is not against anybody that goes online. I've heard really good success stories. Yeah. That's why I tried it. But it's just not for everybody. And
I think you the one that told me about online dating. Remember when I first moved out here and I didn't know anybody? Mm-hmm. And you were like, hey, I think you should just
try it out.
Yeah.
Meet new friends.
And girl, it was so overwhelming. All the messages that you get.
It's overwhelming. And it's like you're weeding out 95% of just sex crazed individuals. And listen, some people have their intentions on there, but my thing is make it clear. There was one guy, I'm not gonna lie, and I respected him for this because he said, hey, you're very beautiful, like I love to get to know you. I'm on a business trip, right? And
it's already going weird.
Pretty much he just said, I just want this. He was upfront with me, and I said, I am so sorry, that's just not what I'm looking for. And he said, good luck to you.
Yeah, we need more people like that.
Wow. Like, he didn't try to, like, push it.
Or try to fake, like, I really want this.
That only happened once. And I was just really like, wow, that guy's a stand-up guy, because he was honest.
And you know what guys don't understand is that, like, sometimes most of us women are willing to do certain stuff that they want, but they go about it the wrong way. Like, instead of, they always try to, like, manipulate or, like, try to, like, be who they're not to try to get it instead of just being forward and be like, hey, this and that. And it's like, okay, I'm down for this, but not this. But
I think that's like a man and woman thing.
You think so?
I think a lot of women don't stick to what their intentions are, or they are uncertain. And so sometimes they will send messages in a way that may not be what they want. It's opposite of what they want.
Yeah. Well, because do you think that they feel like they can't get what they want?
It could be a number of things. I don't know what it is, but but it could be a number of things. But I think just personally for me, I'd like it to be a natural interaction, like grocery stores or Starbucks, which is where I'm at all the time.
That should remind you of Rio. I think they keep looking at it.
Holla at me. I'll be at your local Starbucks.
Facts.
But I just think that it'll come natural because I don't want to be behind keys. And I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity there.
What you mean?
Because you have to judge someone over typing.
Yeah, so you might get it misconstrued.
Exactly. And so that's
everything always get, like, people think you're saying this when you, like, when you're typing stuff, it's like they don't get to see you.
They don't get to hear
how
your
it's saying.
Facial or your body language.
So it just seems like sometimes they can take it as you have an attitude when you don't. And that's why I'm like more of a phone person, like, or in person, like talk to me in person, because I feel like too, like the same way you'll get that from me, I can get that from you. Like, I don't know if you're serious or like, okay, something ain't adding up, because when you're typing, you can have 10 chances to think and all that, make it sound good and stuff like that. After I'm done talking.
You said you can make it sound good.
Well, because you have, like, say if I ask you something and I'm typing it, you can say, okay, she's probably hip to my game or whatever it is. Then you don't even have to answer right away because you're thinking of something clever or something to like hit you back with, like smooth or slick or
kind of like manipulative.
Facts. So well, you want your tita, honey? Okay, fine. So I think that's why talking is better because it's like people are not that quick on their feet in the middle of a conversation when you're talking to them face to face right then and there.
Unless you're just a master.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of those.
Yeah, that's true.
People literally have practiced online dating for so long.
But you know what? If it's like, if you're a master in disguise, then chances are you're a liar. So you're not going to remember what you said. And then that's how you're going to be able to catch that person in the lie. Because, you know, master manipulators are usually talkative type of people. So it's just like, wait, what? Something ain't adding up here. Yeah. And I've noticed, too, to trust your woman's intuition. Yeah. You know, because it's like, when you're talking to someone or you're meeting with them, you can kind of tell, like, this is going to be... This is not going to work. Or this is kind of, like, weird, you know?
Or the people that tried too hard.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not going to lie. This has been kind of like a reflective thing for me. I'm like, what am I giving out? That's been the thing for me. I'm like, am I giving out that I'm insecure in some way? Am I giving out that I'm misnoted? I tend to feel like I think that I know everything.
Well, I don't feel like you do. I think that you really do know a lot. Yeah, you know? And
but then people don't receive that well. They may think like, oh, you think you know everything? But then I've had someone, and it's funny because stepping away from like online dating, because there's like some negative and some cons with naturally meeting someone out, you know. That's true. I've met someone that claimed that he was a doctor, but he mentioned that he
not knowing you're around doctors and you know all the terminology.
Not know that I'm around doctors. He had the nerve to say that he worked at the hospital that I worked at, but he didn't know that I worked at the hospital. He said, yeah, I'm a doctor at this hospital. And I thought, I've never heard of you at all. So when he said that, I was like, wow, you just are a liar.
Yeah.
You know?
That's just like that one guy that I was dating. Remember when you watched The Baby? Like, no, not like a liar, but I felt like he just wanted something so fast that I didn't want. Like 2 weeks in, he's already talking about, hey, let's bring the baby and like go. And I was just like, no. Wait a minute, you know, like,
like what are we in a rush for?
And that's the thing. And then, you know, he tried to make it seem like, oh, I'm letting my past relationships
affect the way.
And I'm just like, wait, what?
And you're like, absolutely. no. Like, absolutely, because I'm not trying to make the same mistakes.
Well, but okay, that was a little bit of it, but more so, that was like just a tiny bit, because more so it's like, this little boy...
You don't want him to see multiple men in his
Not even that, like, I don't know you after 2 weeks to just have my son, like, and then are you going to ask to hold him? And then what if like... It's so odd, like, and I just feel like, for me to introduce my kid, I have to feel like you're a stand-up guy, like you're doing right by me, like you work, you pay bills, like it's just a lot of things on my checklist, low-key like a Chili. But no.
Like a Chili?
You know how like Chili, when she was like dating Chili on that
and she had checklists?
Yeah,
and then the lady was like, you might need to
like, but I feel like some of the stuff, I feel like my stuff on there is realistic. Yeah, because her stuff, I was just like, wait a minute.
Right.
But I'm just like thinking like, I'm just not in a, I'm not in a, like I do want a family eventually. Right now, I'm enjoying being single because I was tied down for so long. So it's just like, just because you're like the person I just met, like, well, not even just met, because I met a couple people, but like the first person that I actually went out
was interested in going on a date.
Like I'm not gonna just settle for you just because, you know, you have a 2-bedroom and this could be the baby's room, and just
that doesn't mean anything.
And then I think he was looking at it as like, well, you seem like you need help, so you would want
like he was trying to rescue you.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like that, you know. But again, I always say, what am I putting out? You know, like what message am I putting out that you feel like this about me?
Yeah.
You know? And so really I just been working on the message that I'm putting out, like, because, you know, okay, so this was the thing that I don't like about dating or just being a single mom is that, you know, like there was this emphasis that was put on, like, you can do this by yourself. Like, you don't need a man type of thing, that type of talk. And
I mean, you
it's
can.
very, no. What I'm saying is,
shouldn't.
It's true. You can do it by yourself, but I'm not gonna like glorify it.
No. Because
like,
I feel like women can't raise boys into men.
No, not even for your kid's sake. For
your
you.
sake, yeah.
Because I think that, you know, growing up, you would hear like, you can do it by yourself. You don't need
a man.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough that that's true. But I don't want that. Like, I don't want to glorify this.
Yeah.
I'm single, I'm independent, and I don't need no man. Honey, I want one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to have that attitude to woo away a man.
But you don't want any man.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't want any man. But I think sometimes, like, when you do that, you're, like, unconsciously, like, you're unconscious.
Oh, he's excited about it too.
I know. You're unconsciously like having missed opportunities because remember I was telling you, what are you putting out that you don't feel or that no one's like being receptive to? I'm sorry, but you can't hold everything.
Fat.
You're dropping everything.
Chill out, sweet boy. Do you want this one?
Go with this next? We're talking about dating.
So what, like, have you had any good experiences? Because you're not dating right now, are you? like
someone, right?
Or just in general, because this is how I feel too, because a lot of people get this, like, and maybe it's just depending on the person, but I feel like when you're single, you should be able to go out and date different people. And it doesn't even mean that you're sleeping around with them. It's just like you're doing the process of elimination. So that's kind of like where I'm at with it. Like, I'm dating, but, well, and I couldn't even say dating because you guys see that I have this guy. So I'm only able to go on dates when she's available. So my last date was like maybe a month ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, and I got asked out on a date by a new guy that I'm like, I don't want to say I like, because I feel like is a strong word. Especially like, I mean, we've been talking. You're interested. I'm interested because when we do talk, it's pretty dope. And I'm just like, like, you know,
you're like, I think I can like you.
Yeah, because like Tita, like literally, like when I talk to him, I'm just like, you're literally saying the stuff I like. Like the other day, he was like, you gotta walk the walk instead of just keep talking the talk. And I'm just like, you know how I am, like, it's all about action. So I'm just like, dude, you know, and like he was talking the other day about like marriage, and he was like, you know, it's okay to make a mistake and then have a kid, but you have to be open for love again, open for a new man, like a role model for your son. And also you have to be willing to like want to have more kids again, not just because, you know, I was just like, dude, this is crazy, you know?
I'm just gets really on that because I think that.
So you don't date?
I'm not dating. I'm open to dating though. So I'm not dating anybody. Okay. I haven't been on any dates.
But you want to be?
No, I'm open to it. Okay. Like I'm not closed off to it. So if someone, you know, wants to take me out on a date and I'm interested, then for sure.
But if you're not interested, you're not.
I'm not gonna go.
Okay.
I think.
So how would you know you're in by the couple conversation?
Yeah, I can tell. Like if I see that somewhere it's gonna go it could go somewhere, then I would definitely.
So if someone came up to you and was like, "Hey, I think you're really Yes, I'm talking about it. What if someone came up to you and was like, hey, like, I like your style and I think you're cute. Like, hey, do you mind me taking you out on a date? Is that a yes or no? Because you don't really know in that
Well,
sense.
you can get to know them on the date. You know, so
you're open to that?
I would be open, but I think that I would like to have some conversation first.
Okay.
You know, like, if they were trying to set up a date, like, within, like, because you have to understand, I'm not going to be available in, like, a day. Like, no. So I'm not going to be, like, available, like, right then and there. You know, obviously I have to prioritize and make sure that I can fit in the date. But I'd like to have some conversation before the date. I don't want to waste anybody's time.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's the thing. Like, I'm getting older. I'm about to be 30 this year. So every step that I take has to be wise, you know? And I have to respect the other person.
But I think with you, like, you know, like,
oh, I know. I'm
like, like, you know, if it's like,
I'm very, I can sense things. I feel like, why waste my time? Right? Why waste my time? And granted, I think I've wasted my time a lot more than what I should. You know, like, I have been, like, recollecting, like, past dates, and I'm like, you knew. Yeah. Why'd you go? Like, it just...
Free food.
Yeah, but, you know, it's not worth it. Yeah. It's not worth it. You sitting there, you're miserable. You're, like,
you're not even paying attention.
Yeah. So, again, like, I'm kind of not strategizing, but I'm changing the way that I look at dating. And time is precious, you know, and
you can't get it back.
You can't get it back, and I don't want to waste anybody's time, and I don't want anybody wasting my time. And it's not that I'm checking off a list, like, you got to be this way or that way, but we have to have some sort of connection, right? There has to be a connection like you and me. Huh. Yeah, there has to be some sort of connection there. So, and if there's just not one, then no need to force it. Right?
No, that's true.
So I'm open to dating. The topic of dating was so sensitive to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think that I'm just redefining a lot of things, and it allowed me to unpack some of my own insecurities when I used to date. And I was like, oh, like, you were so needy. Like, you know.
You think so?
Heck yeah. Like, some of the things that I've said, I'm like, I hope that was just like a young stage type of thing.
I feel like with me on dates, I don't really open up as much, like how people would expect.
Yeah.
You know, you know what I hate? It's like dating, you have to ask those same freaking dumb questions.
You really don't.
Well, you don't, but it just seems like it's so repetitive with people like, oh, what do you like to do? What's your favorite color? Like, just dumb. I'm just like, what?
But you don't have to.
You don't have to ask them, but it just seems like more people that I do date and stuff like that, they like are on that. Did we take an intermission? So I don't like the whole dating questions like, oh, what do you do? What do you like to do for fun? Like,
yeah.
I'm just like, if you're around me, you would know. You know, like, not...
Well, some of those things you can't just, like, you don't want a date to feel like 21 questions. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing about dating, like, that I've noticed the difference. Like, it used to be that way for me, but I want it to just flow. You know, like, we don't have to, it doesn't have to be like this regimented idea that it's the same thing. Okay, what's this? Where'd you grow up? Like, it doesn't have to be that way, because if I'm interested in you and you're interested in me and the conversation's flowing, it's just going to be like nonstop laughing. Like, we're talking about different things. Yeah. Like, it shouldn't feel like an interview.
I feel like that guy that I was been telling you about, like, when I see him, that's how it is. Like, it's kind of like when me and you talk. It's like, we literally get on so many subjects that we never really close out the other ones. And I feel like with him, like, it's like that. And I'm like, even though he's more of the lead in the conversations, because you know how I am, I'm like kind of still standoffish, but it's like, it's more like he he's making me interested because he's not. You remember like when we were in California dating, it was just like more so like thuggery, like dudes, like, you know, like cuz it, like, you know how like they didn't have any conversation.
Can I say something? I was never attracted to that. Like,
okay, I was. And not even attracted to that. Because...
I mean, like, I just was like, this is just so beneath me. You know,
it was just like more of those people in our like in our city. Yeah,
circle.
Yeah.
God, don't
listen to God.
God,
that was like one person I was like, why was I dating him? But
because that thuggery, like,
well, you know what's crazy?
Remember, like, there used to be like cliques.
Yeah. You know, one day he told me, he was like, you need, like, he wanted me to tell him what to do. Like, if I, like, that's what I was like, wait, what? He was like, if you want me to, like, not be in gangs and, like, stay out of trouble, you need to tell me that.
So
I'm
you
just
need
thinking,
a
like,
mother.
Mom, I'm not, like, not your mom.
Oh, I feel so bad. I was never interested, but I think, like, when I grew up, it was the social work in me that was, like, just a lot of past hurt, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, just all that abuse that you didn't know about, like, you know, it's okay, like, just wanting to, you know, save people. I used to be overly confident.
Yeah, but like,
No, I used to, this is how ignorant I was back in the day. I used to feel like, why wouldn't any guy want me?
That's how I feel
I'm amazing.
Now.
Like,
so that's bad?
No. What I'm saying
that's how
is,
I feel now.
Oh, I don't feel like that because not everybody's for me, and I'm not for everybody.
Okay.
So that's kind of like when I was like, why wouldn't you?
That's how I feel.
That's just not.
Okay, even back
because people have their preferences and stuff,
and you won't meet them. I get what you're saying, but then it's like I still feel like
it's okay even though you confident.
Even though you have those preferences, you're still missing out on a good thing. Like, that's how I feel like. I'm
me,
like,
that's
like I'm cocky. Like
no, but I feel like that's a little ignorant though. Like ignorant meaning not knowing, like unknowing, not because people think like when you talk about ignorant, it's like. Oh, it's a negative connotation, but really it's just like not knowing, literally.
Yeah,
like And so I was just not knowing that everybody's not checking for me.
Right. You know? Well, I feel like everyone is not checking for me, but I feel like I get checked on a lot.
That makes sense. But that's logical. Okay. I'm like, I can get anybody. And then if I can't get you, why wouldn't you want me? Like, I'm great. I'm amazing. Like, just ignorant. That was
your loss.
That was me back in the day, God. But just thinking about that.
Let's talk about the thug thing, because I feel like we
that could be a whole other video.
Over that. Like, it was just like, because I feel like I've dated a few thugs, but not hardcore. Like,
I dated one. Well, not thug,
like
but
who?
Not thug, but he was about the life. Like his whole, huh? Why?
I'm all whispering, but you can see my mouth. I was just like, who? Was that right?
Who? No, that wasn't really anything. Like he, dude.
Okay.
Not thug, but
he was
about
around
that
thug activity. Like he was known with like he knew thugs
and it was that. Like about a certain kind of life, you know. Is that something else?
Okay. I feel like maybe he was a thug, but with us he wasn't. Like he didn't show that side of him.
But he showed another side.
He did. And I feel like so I like. And I don't even really like thugs.
Because he wasn't like a thug.
No, he wasn't like, this is Bloods or whatever. He wasn't like, unless we weren't around, he would do that.
Right.
Which I'm thinking his activity within the thugs, I wouldn't put it past him.
Right. Yeah. So he was a secretive thug.
I like retired retired thugs. Okay, so I feel like you know who is a retired thug. Like, because I feel like he used to be in the game. Like, he was about that life. Like, he did jail time. But, like, when I met him, he was, like, on the straight and narrow.
Oh, okay.
And I knew, like, I like that he was a retired thug because I know, like...
He would stick up for you or something?
Or, like, if nobody is just not gonna... They're not just gonna punk him, you know?
I
But
see.
he wouldn't go, like, oh, me and our gang.
So-and-so.
He wouldn't just go up to people like, where you from, cuz? Like, stuff like that.
Well,
you know?
like, it's funny now that I think of people, like, being thugs and stuff. No, don't come for me, please. But, like, I remember, like, early on, I don't know why I thought this, but I used to think, like, how are you going to be, like, retired?
Yeah.
Like, how does this...
Like, standing on the block.
How does it help you in the long run? Unless you really got, like, a legitimate business, then it was just really quite concerning. Like, no, like, you think about, like when you're working, and you know, I hate to say that because, and I'm like, I digress so much because I know that we're not meant to work and then pay bills and die, but I just started thinking about, I think because I've worked in the medical field, I'm working in the medical field and have been, that I noticed how much insurance is, like, really important. So I used to think, like, back in the day before I even knew up to this point, like, how am I gonna retire a thug? Anywho.
Well, and also, too, like, you know, when you're a thug, there's only two things, jail or death. You know, and it's kind of like...
That's what they say.
Well, you can change you can change your life.
Yeah.
But I like retired thugs only because, like...
Retired thugs.
I don't know, it just sounds weird because it's like they know about that life and they know they have...
Like street
not even... I mean, I don't care about street cred, but street smart.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was
you have more of a common sense because, like...
Like, you can maneuver the world.
Exactly, because, you know, like, where we come from, it was, like, street life, you know? Like, a lot of gang activity. And
there
like,
was, but I think that we were...
just didn't know.
I just wasn't really,
Yeah, you're in Carson.
Same. Again, same, like, house, just different view of life.
Well, because
you know?
I feel like I would be in alleys on the block, and you would be, like...
Not
with
there.
The Caucasians, you know, like
I'm so through.
I'm just saying, so you didn't really like, you know, like it was just like different, like, you know,
different
even
lifestyles.
Like even like gang members, like I knew gang members, but they would be like, what, you have a sister? Like, we know your brothers, you know, but it's like, just like yeah.
Oh, she cute. I know. Why wouldn't you want me? I used to think that was another thing about dating, like, back in the day. I used to think that I could save people. Like, if you get with me, then your life is going to change.
I remember we were talking about...
Like, ignorant. Like, who was
we were
I?
talking about... dang, I can't even think of the word, but we seen, like, remember, you could see that in anybody. Remember we were talking... Potential.
Yeah.
I think that's my thing too. Like, I see so much potential in people that I'm just like, forget the potential. Like, what do you bring now?
Well, we had that conversation, and she was like, you know, I said, we gotta stop looking at people's potentials because that's the thing. We can put potential in anybody. Yeah. You can give anybody. You can give a homeless person potential. Yeah, you know, but that doesn't mean that their reality is going to shift.
Or they're going to live up to that potential that you see for
that
them.
You're setting for them. Like, and that's the thing. Like, we project our own, like, thoughts and feelings off on somebody else. And it's like, that's not fair either. Yeah. So you have to start looking at people's characters for who they show you that they are. And I think now at this age, or within the last couple years, I've been able to, like, weed out, like,
bad seeds.
I'm like, no. Yeah, there's no way. There's not even you can win me over at the second date.
So is this like a thing where you like, because I remember like maybe 5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When I would date, I would be like, okay, you have to have your own place, your own
Right.
car,
Right.
you're this, you're that, you're that. Like, you know, more so materialistic things.
Mm-hmm.
And only because I felt like I had it, so you should have it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, I was told by a lot of people, like, that's kind of not fair, because when you didn't have it, were you still looking for that? You know, somebody. So I'm just like, I get that, but it's just kind of like, too, I don't want to be put in a position to where, like, I have all this and then you don't have it, but I do overlook it, but it seems like you're not trying to get it. Like, now you're trying to get, like, use my stuff.
You know, stated like, something very key that you said, I don't want to overlook it. Then don't. Yeah. Like, I think that it's okay to expect someone to bring what for themselves and, you know, have their own place or even have a roommate, but they're like equally putting in, and I know how you feel about roommates, so we'll talk about that. But I'm just saying that they can provide on their own, like they're self-sufficient. That's the thing, because I think if I'm self-sufficient, I'd want you to be self-sufficient too. So, and that's not even a checklist type of thing. That's like a...
But have you noticed a lot of men are not self-sufficient? Like, it seems like women have more of their stuff together than men.
I just think that you need to broaden who you're like around, you know? Because, and that was another thing that I noticed, because I'm like, why is it that I'm only attracting men that don't have what they, you know, but there are tons of them.
Well, there is, because the one that I told you about with wanting to meet the baby or wanting to do stuff with the baby, he had a really good job. He was an accountant, like he had a 2-bedroom, had his own car. Like,
but again, like his character just was like
just flawed
because it wasn't. And so you can have all these things, and that's the thing. I don't look for things. I look for, can you sustain yourself? Because I'm sustaining myself, I'm going to expect that from somebody else. And what is your heart like? Like even, that's what the main things for me.
Even the guy now, I have to get back with you because I do want to go out on a date. So let me know when you're free.
Never. No, I'm just kidding.
But he has, you know, a lot of things going for himself, his own business, his own place. Yeah. You know, so it's not like I'm not finding them, but it just seems like it's more like they're harder to find versus like bums. And like, I don't even want to say bums because like, but just guys that don't have anything going for themselves. Like they like...
Well, you think about a guy that doesn't have a lot going for themselves. They have nothing but time but to holler at people. It's facts, okay? So you may think that it's just because it's more of them. No, they just have nothing but time.
Yeah, okay.
But I think
that
like...
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but I think like for me, like once I stepped out of the box of just thinking like, hey, there's like a lot of men like this, and then saying... No, but there's men that are just getting this ish together. Like they work. They actually have things going for themselves. Like they are not
just out available just, like
hey, you know, and so aggressive at us, you know? Like so again, self-sufficient is important, you know, good heart, and this gotta be like, you know.
So that's what you're looking for.
And I wouldn't even say that I'm looking.
Well,
I'm not looking. I'm living my life. And so if, you know, the stars align and I happen to be in a position where someone wants to chat with me, then...
When was the last time you got hit on?
By anybody? Because anybody could hit on me, you know?
Yeah, by anybody. Chicks in general.
I know, right? I'm like, sorry. Thank you. We can be friends.
Will I take you out on a date?
It wasn't too long ago. Okay. But it was just to anybody, you know?
It was just so you were just like, oh, no, not interested.
I mean, it's funny because, like, I don't even realize it because I'm just like, no. Like,
okay, so I asked that because in my mind, like how I view you, I feel like your standard or how you are, you're like up here. So I feel like, because I'm like, you know how I'm like, dang, you had another Starbucks, did you meet anybody? You know, so I'm just like.
Well, by the way, I'm not just at Starbucks waiting for that just sounds funny. I'm not at Starbucks.
She's at Starbucks working,
yeah, because I'm in the field, so my best bet is I always like to stop at Starbucks. Is not, there are a lot of people sometimes, but I get to just plug in, do my phone calls, do my notes, and so I love this. So I'm not just at Starbucks, but I do visit lots of Starbucks depending where I'm driving, you know, like for my visits for the day. So I'm like, that sounds weird. Like, Starbucks. Like I'm just stopping Starbucks, like waiting for the man to come, you know? No, I mean,
it's like I look at, like, because I like have it in my mind that like you're like completely turned off from dating and all this.
No.
Like, you know, somebody come like talk to you, like, no, thank you, you know?
No, not at all. Like,
okay.
Like I said, if it flowed well, it made sense, you know, there was something there, I'm open to it, but unfortunately it just hasn't happened, and I'm okay with that. So I don't think my personality, I'm not like, I don't have this aura around me that's like, get away from me.
Okay.
Like, no, I've been checking myself on that because I'm not going to lie. I know you like this guy, Tony Gaskins, right? There was like a while ago, he was like,
don't
make
say
it
like, because he married, girl.
No,
I'm just kidding.
That you like what
I
he
ain't a
says.
home wrecker now.
Yes.
I got standards.
Right, but she, you know, really likes watching his content. Yeah. And so
all of it.
I remember I put you on, Tony.
Yeah,
Gaskins,
you did. Thanks for that.
So he wrote, because I knew that I was in the place where I felt like I was ready to date, you know, and I'm like, what am I not doing to attract somebody? And he was like, you have to like make yourself presentable, you know, and what that means is like, hold your head up high. Like, you realize that all the physiological things that you could be doing, that is a sign that somebody is not welcoming to somebody.
I feel like, what do I need to do to not get
someone that shouldn't be?
Not even that. Sometimes I get so overwhelmed with the amount of attention I get. Like I don't like, a lot of times, like when I go to work, like I try not to dress how I usually dress, you know, because I'm like, you know how I am, like, oh, well, used to be. Because now I'm just like, as long as my baby clean, his hair done, whatever, I'll get to myself. But like, I find that like, even when I dress kind of casual, nice, but like not full on makeup, full on hair, heels and stuff like that, I still get like overwhelmed with like, you know, and it's just like, I'm just like, today, it's like sometimes I have days where I'm just like, I don't want anybody to talk to me.
Well, it's okay to say that you're not interested.
I mean, and I think that's another thing with me, because I feel like I hate rejection. So it's kind of like, you know, if you really were interested in something and like, I don't know what they go through to find, like, get themselves to actually get the courage to talk to me. But I feel like, dang, I don't want to be that person to be like, shoot you down, you know?
But rejection is a part of life.
I just feel
like,
so
you
bad.
think about, how do you feel bad about that?
Because I know how I feel
being rejected,
which I've never got rejected dating wise, but like jobs and stuff, I know how it feels. But just like,
but it's not a big deal, because it's not like you've been dating somebody and now they've grown a connection with you, and then you're like, I'm not interested.
Like, okay, so this is
like, they don't know you at all.
Yeah.
So me saying, hey, how you doing? I'm interested. And you say no, it's not penetrating me, because I don't know you.
Okay, so I see, but I feel like, okay, this is
you're projecting.
Well, I'm the type to where I'm like, okay, I give you the A for effort, so let me take your number, but I won't call you.
But that's a waste of time.
It is, but I just feel like I just don't know how to like turn someone down.
You just don't know how to say it right in the moment.
No, because I feel so like,
bad.
Why is that left up on me? You know, like it's like the pressure. Like
I'm sure you're not the first person that said no to that.
Yeah, and you know, back to Tony Gaskins, he's saying like guys are hunters, so like their job is to go out and do stuff like that. So they are used to being rejected. So it's just kind of like, I just hate being the bearer of bad news. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
That's different, you know?
I literally
never knew that about you.
Yeah, like, that's how I am. So, like, if I feel like someone is interested in me, I try to, like, stay clear of them. Like, let me not.
Like, even interact with you.
No, because I'm like, but then again,
I want you to practice saying no. Because, like, it's okay.
It is okay. I just feel bad because I'm just like, what if you were at home like, okay, when I see her today, like, this is going to be the day. Like, you know, then
again, it goes back to that thing that they don't know you like that. So, I'm just looking at you from an outer point of view, and I'm like, I like what I see.
So you don't really know.
So that's just, I like what I see.
Or sometimes I say, you know, like, well, out here it's not like that, but in California, would I be like, oh, I have a boyfriend, and they be like, you can't have a friend. Like, remember that?
And that's literally the difference between people that have time, people that don't have time. Like, those are the people that have time.
Yeah.
Yes, no, they used to say that. I've never really heard that out here. But in California, it was like, what, your man can't let you have friends? And I'm like, oh,
and what kind of friend you want to be? You know, like, I know you're just not trying to talk on the phone.
We're
like,
not friends. We can't be friends. What are you talking about? But yeah, I think we really hit this dating thing.
I know, like, thoroughly.
But yeah, it was thorough. But so
good content.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
Overall, you're like, you're open to dating. You want to date multiple people
to find that right one. But also, it's hard because
I think I'm opposite of you.
Yeah.
I'd like to take one person at a time.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. It's because you know how I am. I'm just
if I'm interested. You know what I'm saying?
See, but I have to hang out with you to know if I'm truly interested, because I have my moments where I like being by myself, but then I like going out. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, I need to see if you're like okay with my moods per se. And it's like not even bad. It's just like, I don't like to be around people all the time, you know? It's because I'm okay with being at home by myself. And like,
it's comforting.
It's comforting to me.
I think that's for a lot of people though. Like, I love being in the bed by myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think of like, oh my God. Like, you know, I'm gonna have to share this again. Because it's really nice. But no, I understand it. It's a comfort thing. You know you more than anybody else. And so when you're adding someone into the mix that has grown up so different from you, has different point of view, different perception of life, different everything, you guys don't wear the same size shoes. You know, you wear different shoes. And I'm being like, you know, definitely, you know, I'm using specific key terms, like, and that's not what I meant. But anywho, different walks of life. You literally have different walks of life, and then you're joining that together with somebody. It's tough already. Yeah. So
that's why you guys need to read Make It Work.
Oh, by Tony.
Yeah, Tony Gaskins, Make It Work. He should hire me as a sponsor.
But anywho, so I guess we can wrap up by saying, you see, we're just so different.
Also too, like I was gonna say that, like, I just don't have really the time to date like how I used to or how I would like to, because
you have a baby.
I have a baby, you know, and I don't want it to be like this thing to where I'm like going on so many dates to where it's like, bitch, don't you got a kid? You know, like
you talk so much about this kid that you don't see.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's kind of like one of those things. Yeah. Also, I'm like on your time, and then, you know, I feel like I mean I can ask mama, but I don't, because she's already there for when I'm working, you know, so I kind of want to separate the two. So that's why I kind of like chilling back and like, you know, he's growing up so fast that I'm like, I don't want to focus too much on dating and then I'm missing out and then I'm just trying to, you know, so I'm kind of like, okay, I literally have to pick and choose. Like, I feel like if I didn't have him, then I would be a serial dater like how I was.
Yeah.
But now I have him, it's more so like, okay, I'm not wasting my time. What kind of qualities you have that you can bring to teach me and my son? Like, it's all about building and moving forward. We're not trying to be stagnant. We're not trying to, so it's kind of like giving me the time, being that I don't have the time to just get up and go out and date, to do the process of elimination.
Mm-hmm. And even though I'm not dating, I'm open to, even though I'm not dating right now, I've just been learning a lot about myself and learning and redefining a lot of things about dating and really wanting to lead with more of the connection
than anything else.
And then going from there, you know, not having this, I don't have this perfect dude in my head. I just have morale and ethical
like
characteristics.
The dude that you have in your head is probably not anybody alive.
Yeah. They don't exist.
Right.
Because I'm not perfect.
Well, not even that. It's just like you're picking parts of probably all dudes that you've been with or dated and then just making a perfect dude that, you know.
And even then, there would be flaws.
It would be flaws, but you have to know what flaws are you willing to deal with.
Yeah, but I'm looking at character.
Like a nigga who hide their kids, no.
Oh my goodness, that's another story. So I think that you've got the gist on like our dating perceptions. I say perceptions a lot. I have to think of another word. Point of view. You heard from us and like kind of what we think about dating, and like we will talk about like past, you know, maybe past relationships or past dating experiences. We did talk about a little bit of experiences, but I mean, talking about more in depth, you know. But that was a really good discussion. We kind of went everywhere.
Yeah, we did. I'm like,
but this is how we are.
Yeah, the mind of Geminis. Mm-hmm. You're like, wait, here you go.
Apparently I'm not Gemini according to you, but okay. And then I'm gonna leave y'all. My phone fell because the baby dropped it. So give me a minute. You know, I'm gonna leave y'all with a fun fact. Okay. It says that twins interact with each other in the womb.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then it says at 14 weeks of gestation, twins were seen reaching for each other.
Aww.
By 18 weeks, they touched each other more often than they touched their own bodies. And it also says that twins made distinct gestures towards each other and were as gentle to the other twins' delicate eye area as they were when they touched their own eye.
Oh, I wonder if we were doing that.
I'm sure we were.
That's so cute. I don't want twins still, but
that would be tough. Yeah, but I thought that was a really
little boy.
That's a fun fact, you know.
Yeah, I've never heard that fact before.
Me either.
Pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally best friends before you come out. Like roomies.
Womb mates. All right.
Anywho, you guys, we hope you enjoyed this segment. Stay tuned for our next ones. And I hope you guys enjoy our content. We just blab on.
We do.
Hopefully you guys can follow with all the many topics that we get on, but this is like literally how we talk on a regular basis, like the combo switch like that. You just have to keep up.
You do.